This song takes dark, moody, orchestral, country pop to a whole new level. Here's an easy way to play Henry Come On by Lana Del Rey, including some analysis into what the song does and how it achieves it. And it starts with nylon acoustic guitar, very flamenco or classical music style, big echoey sound as Lana Del Rey is known for. So if we look at the chords, we're on A major. So we're going A major to E major, then to B minor, and then to C sharp minor, and then to A major, E major, and then F sharp minor. So it's a lovely intro to the song, it's very melodic, but it's not overly conventional for a pop song. So it does offer something a little bit different than what else is going on in the charts at the moment, which is nice to hear. And then we're moving on to the bridge. So again, starting on A major, and then to E major, and then to B major, and to C sharp minor. Dropping down from B major to A major as a wee pick up to the first beat of the bar again. Then to E major. So we go to B major. And then to F sharp minor. Which is an unexpected resolution in the context of this song. Offers a little question mark about where things are going to go. A little bit more solemn, and that's really nice. And as we head into the chorus, there's a bit more of an uplift, and we hear that in the vocal range, uplift by an octave, and also the chords go a lot more typical with more resolution and less question marks in it, so it's really giving you that pop chorus that the listener's sort of hoping for at this point. So we're looking at A major again, to E major, then B major, C sharp minor, and A major, to E major, to B major, stay on that for 2 bars, and then A major, E major, B major, and C sharp minor, A major again, E major, and then we go back to this F sharp minor, that question mark in the chord progression, and then up to A major, to B major, finish that chorus off on the 5 chord, leading us nicely to the post-chorus section is what I'm calling it, because it's slightly different from the rest of the song. It's just a small section of the song with a slightly different chord progression, all the same chords though that have been included so far. So C sharp minor, to A major, to E major, another very classic chord progression, and then A major, to E major, and then ending on that F sharp minor, which again is that question mark chord in this song. It's always offering a bit of misdirection, you're never quite sure where it's going after that point, and that leads us back into the bridge. So A major, to E major, to B major, to C sharp minor, and that drop down again, C sharp minor, B major, A, back on 1, E major, to B major, and then that F sharp minor again, which is acting as a sort of transition chord between sections here, and it's really nice because it isn't offering that expectation that say a 5 chord would. We're sitting on what in the key of E major would be the 2 chord. It's not giving you that resolution, it's just offering a little bit of mystery in the song and about where it's going. A lot of this song is quite conventional in its chord progressions within the context of pop. These moments, like the start of the song and this F sharp minor, are just offering something a little bit different, a little bit more mysterious, which is very much part of Lana Del Rey's sound, to sit within that mainstream consciousness but offer something just slightly more dark, gives the listener a little bit more sophistication and things to ponder on whilst listening to the song. So then we're back into the chorus, and that's the same again. So it's A major, to E major, to B major, to C sharp minor, then A major, E major, to B major, C sharp minor, then A major, to E major. And then we've got that F sharp minor again, and then A to B major. And that's us going into the instrumental break. The chord progression is very similar to previous sections, so we have an A major to E major to B major to C sharp minor, and that drop down again, C to B to A major to E major to B major, and again that transition chord, the F sharp minor, the 2 chord of the E major key signature. And then I'm calling this verse 3, but it's really just the final section before that last chorus and outro. So we're going to A major again, to E major, then B major, to C sharp minor, and then A major, to E major, and once again, finishing on that F sharp minor. Chorus and outro, A major, E major, B major to C sharp minor with the drop down to B, and then A, E major to B major to C sharp minor, and then we're finishing A major, E major, and finally B major. And it leaves you hanging on that 5 chord. So there's a lot of similarity in the chord progressions throughout the entire song, but there's these nice moments of mystery and asks the listener just to question a little bit the journey that this song's going on. But ultimately it gives you that nice classic resolve of country pop with the 4-1-5 progression there, just giving that listener the release from the tension throughout. And overall, this song holds that classic Lana Del Rey sound, big, echoey, reverbs on the vocal and the instruments. I'm not exactly sure where this song was recorded, but it sounds like it could be recorded in a big room somewhere, big classic studio. More likely it was recorded in a more modest environment and then has made use of these modern plugins which simulate those old spaces in which these classic records from the 50s, 60s were recorded. It's very much a part of that dark pop sound that Lana Del Rey has. And I think there's, as always, there's a nice use of vocal range. So it starts in that lower register, moving up to create that dramatic feel for the big chorus sections, up a few octaves for her voice. And as I said, there's sort of a country pop or orchestral feel in the song, and it's referenced even in the lyrics about country stars and not being suitable for love. So you can see that theme drawn throughout the sound of the song, but also the lyrical content. So overall, really enjoyed this song. Think it's got a lot to offer. Some cool analysis in the chord progression as well. It's all very safe, all very diatonic and in the key. So it should be a fun one for you to get your hands on, play around with, try singing over, and see what you can learn from it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. Leave a comment if you wish, any questions you have, and I will see you again for another song analysis.